Hey everybody, Webhead here. Thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how I make an anchor. Here's basically what you need. I have a scale, eye bolt. This one's a 4-inch eye bolt. I would probably go with a 6-inch, but that's the one I happened to get at the hardware store when I couldn't see it. Something to stir with. There's my arm for my anchor. You'll need a couple of bolts and washers, a small bucket, and the big bucket with pre-mixed concrete. Make sure you get the pre-mix. You don't want to have to be mixing anything with it. So what I do to start with is I pour the pre-mix in. I'm trying to make an anchor that's 12 to 15 pounds. I'm sick of getting blown around in my kayak on this windy spring. So I measure it first. And we've got just over 10 pounds in there. By the time I add water, that will be pretty good, I think. So let's take it to the water. So I thought I would save you the agony of watching me add water and mix it, so I didn't bother showing you that. But we'll just get a check here what our weight is. Rough idea. It's not going to be as heavy as I thought, but I do have a metal arm that's going on it as well. So 11 and a half. It says 11 and a half pounds. I've got it mixed to a not too soupy of a consistency. It's easier to set it up that way. So I don't want to wreck this. We're going to get it out of the way. Just an old bucket that I had. We're going to pour a bunch of this into there. Safety note, you should be wearing gloves. You don't want to get this stuff on your skin. Dry or wet, realistically. You can hear all the people say, I do that all the time. Well, I wouldn't recommend it. The company that manufactures it doesn't recommend it, so I'm going to go with them being the expert. Didn't quite get it all mixed at the bottom here. So I should have a better stir stick. And I have a whole bunch of cement trowels and stuff, but I'm too lazy to dig them out, so we don't have them at the moment. Now I want to make sure you at the very least cover your bolts. Now this isn't the fast set, this takes 24 hours. It's a bit easier to work with. I've used the fast set before and it's fine. It's just gotta get it done quicker. Bolt set up so that it'll get caught once we fill this up. You may want to add some water to this. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little water to make this flow release. As per usual, I added a little bit too much water, but I don't think that'll be an issue. I think we'll be able to make it work. Now, let's see where we ended up here. It's too heavy. Oh, geez, we're going to be a little light on what I want. Let's make it a 10-pound anchor. Maybe that's good enough. Important step to this is cleaning all the excess concrete off spots you don't want. And I'm going to cut this pail down to the top of the concrete, so I really don't want to have too much on the sides of the pail on the inside or the outside, and I don't want any on the arm. So all of that's going to get cleaned up. That's about all there is to it. We'll let that set. We'll cut the pail down and then we'll try it out. So it's the next day. We've given the cement 24 hours to harden. It's pretty hard there. And feels pretty good. Let's see what we got for weight here. It's going to be under what I thought. It's going to be more around a 10-pound weight, I think, maybe a little less. That should still be good for the kayak, a little light for the canoe, maybe. We're almost 10.5 pounds, so you know what? I'm happy with that. It feels good and solid. The next step will just be to cut around the pail just above the edge so I don't scoop all this water in my boat every time I do it. And should be good to go. So I'm just finishing off the anchor here. I've actually used it a couple of times as a test, but I'm just taking a pair of tin snips and cutting around the edge because I cut it off initially with a saw and I left about a 1/2 inch lip on it which just held water. So I'm cutting that off flush, and then I'm going to spray it down with some paint, make it a little more stealthy, and then it's done. I think it'll be great.